hip hop,
Yeah.
hip hop, hip
Bars
hop,
is back.
hip hop,
Sam
hip
and
hop,
oh God,
hip hop.
what's
Hip
up with you?
Yes.
Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam and riding passenger side, and you heard it out the mouth of the greatest rapper alive. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam and riding passenger side, and you heard it out the mouth of the greatest rapper alive.
Indeed, man, and it's kind of crazy, that we're kind of getting nostalgic right now and bringing up the old school and then talking about this, because one of the first stories we covered, dog, and I know you remember this, was Charlamagne the God and accusations brought on Charlamagne the God from one Jessica Reid. Now, we've had this story come up and down throughout the years, and we took a lot on the chin when we gave our opinion on this years ago. So it's come back up, because according to court documents viewed by RadarOnline, the alleged victim, Jessica Reid, has filed a federal lawsuit against the radio host in a New York court. Now, this comes by way of Hip Hop DX. As I read, Charlamagne the God is being accused of willfully, unlawfully, and felonishly, shit, I ain't never heard that word, engaged in penile and vaginal intercourse with a 15-year-old female while he was a 22-year-old at the time. Reid did not cooperate with the police investigation after they found her allegedly crying uncontrollably after she attended Charlamagne's birthday party at Short Stay Naval Recreational Center in Charleston, South Carolina in 2001. Now, Charlamagne the God's DNA was also not found after the rape kit was conducted on Reid. Materials tested from underneath Reid's fingernails were also analyzed and determined to contain nothing of apparent serological evidentiary value. At the time of the initial investigation, Charlamagne pleaded guilty to a lower charge of contributing delinquency of a minor. After providing her with alcohol, he served 3 years of probation, but the sexual assault charge was dismissed.
Right.
We know this story very well. You can go on and read if you will. We know it.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, man? 4 years later, after talking about it and after initially hearing about it, what do you think about it now?
I think it's a money grab at the end of the day, because I think what he got charged for was accurate. He should have got charged for that. Now, none of us can, explain why she didn't cooperate at the time. I get it. Sometimes it's very traumatic, for victims, to go through stuff. And something definitely happened to her. I'm not discounting that. I just don't think from, what we know, what we can glean, that Charlamagne did it. Maybe he knows who did it and won't say anything. That could be, but did he do it according to the evidence that we were able to see and hear and read for ourselves? It don't appear like he did. No DNA, under the nails, none of his other DNA that was taken. So it's just like, then you look at the other parts of the story that I can kind of vaguely remember, but I do remember some things that, he was cooperative. He went down there and gave himself up. Now, and that doesn't necessarily make somebody innocent because they're giving themselves up, but like, shit, DNA don't lie. You know what I mean? DNA does not lie. And if, you said that he did this and he did that and they didn't find any DNA, you didn't cooperate, what the hell you want anybody to do? You want us just to take your story and believe it? Now you're going after his pockets. I could have swore I could be wrong. And I don't want anybody to think that, Charlamagne, we never met the dude, never talked to the dude. He don't have no interest in this show whatsoever. So don't think that anybody's defending Charlamagne. That's not the case. But my thing is, I could have swore I heard her say she wasn't really looking for no bread. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's just like, to me, it looks like it's a money grab to try to get a hold of this man's pockets because he won't give you any more attention. The story's dead in the water at this point in time. You done fell out with people that you did documentaries with. We know about all that stuff behind the scenes. So I just got to keep it real with the situation. I mean, maybe, if we were able to talk to her personally, and kind of like try to get a judge of character more so, maybe I could think differently about the situation. But from what I see on the internet, I think the shit's fraudulent as hell, bro. I gotta be real.
Nah, man, you spoke it. You did your thing. You was cooking right there. And there's not much to add, but I'll add a little bit. This isn't a situation where we're not believing a black woman. This isn't a situation where we're trying to take sides because we have financial gain, like you alluded to. And I'm glad you mentioned that. This ain't none of that. When you look at the X's and O's of this situation and I think he highlighted it in his very first book as well.
Okay.
When you look at the situation, do you believe that something may have happened to that young lady during that time? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We've seen some dirty, dastardly shit. And if there was DNA, if there was anything involved, and we had that DNA discussion, and a lot of people that were invested in the situation, they were trying to refute that DNA, basically saying it was some misinformation. He never gave something. It was some discrepancies going on. But this case has been brought to South Carolina courts, I believe, in 2018. They dismissed it, saying it was almost disrespectful to bring it back up. It was dismissed in 2001, and now we're bringing it to New York, and it's hard not to think it's more along the lines of what you were saying, that is you're looking for some type of financial gain, because it seemed as though throughout the years and covering this situation, when it was hot, it was hot, and when it got cold, we found new ways to make it hot again. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be through different people, whether that just be through different situations, it found a way to get hot again. I do wish this young lady finds justice, and whoever did it, you know what I mean, you can kind of get with that person and find peace, or do whatever you got to get done to find peace in that situation. But one thing is for certain, based off of the evidence and the DNA, that person was not Charlamagne the God, and that just is what it is.
And if we felt like it was, we would definitely came out and said it.
Why wouldn't we?
Right. Like, people keep thinking, oh, you ain't going to get the comment to, oh, you guys, you've been taking up for him. Either we've been taking up for him or it's a witch hunt. You got to pick it. I seen both.
Yeah.
You're trying to tear him down. We want to beat and all this stuff. Nah, we just giving you the story from our perspective. This is how we feel about it. If I thought he did it, I would have said it.
Mm-hmm.
You would have said it. So, the female, man, I don't know. It's hard for me to believe her. Very hard for me to believe, that. I just think that, is my honest opinion, I could be wrong here. Since he's the cash cow of this whole thing, now it's like, okay, he was there. He talked about it. Let me go get this bag. I wonder does this have anything to do with the new law they passed? You said this is New York they doing this.
Yep. You know it is. We just talked about.
We just talked about that. So it's just like, that's. And then it's like, I don't know, man. I ain't gonna say I feel bad for him, but we're gonna see. Now his lawyer, I did see, said that they pretty much are confident this will be dismissed. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think at this point he kind of leaves it up to his lawyers, and he's ignoring it. You know what I'm saying? He got his wife, his family. This is a 20-year situation. We all deal with people that, you know what I mean, deal with these type of situations. You know what I'm saying? Man, woman, whatever the case may be. Somebody that you may have dealt with back in the day that may see some type of gain off your success, that will ride that mother effort till the wheels fall off. And
it wasn't uncommon, like, because he was like, what, 20-something, I guess?
21, 22, something like that.
It's not uncommon, or it wasn't uncommon for, it to be like parties with 15, 16 or 20 something. You know what I mean? It's not uncommon.
If I can remember it correctly from his book,
right,
his cousin or somebody had just graduated, was on his way to college. He was in high school, right? He was a senior. He was older. Charlamagne the God was getting known in the radio, little things locally. So he threw a party for his cousin, and they recruited some of the younger girls that went to school with his cousin to come to the party. He supplied alcohol for the entire party.
Which he was wrong for doing.
100%.
Right.
People started drinking, things started happening. Maybe people, or it looked like people got very aggressive with that young lady and violated her. I don't even think homeboy was around, meaning Charlamagne. I don't think he provided it. He was there. He basically aided and abetted the situation, but had no involvement. And he got charged
for it. He got what he got. Like I said, he got the appropriate charge, I think. You know what I mean, for what he did that night. Just like if me and you were to give, beer or something, buy beer for a teenager or something like that, or along those, same lines right there.
Yeah, and even innocent to where it could be your younger brother or somebody you grabbing something for,
right?
And they throwing a party,
right?
And something happens to a young lady on that same shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I hope they find peace, man. I really do, because I thought that we were done talking about this situation. I was quite frankly surprised when I seen it in headlines.
She wasn't done, boy. She's relentless.
Especially with that law. When you said that law, green light. This ain't got nothing to do with New York. She up in New York right now.